Walked out of the six-pack challenge as WWE champion, and boy howdy did my eyes get glued to this show. It's time for WGS-TV Reviews WWE Fastlane for 2018. Hey YouTube, are you ready for your hot tag? Because VR is definitely time to work.
Hi, I'm Lisa Marie, and you're watching The Wrestle Gamer on WGS-TV.
What's up guys, I'm the Wrestle Gamer. Welcome back to another episode of WGS-TV right here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer. Before getting into this review, there are a few things I need to update you guys on for this channel. With YouTube's new guidelines involving partnerships and how MCNs or multi-channel networks operate, I lost my partnership with Broadband TV and the chance to offer you guys sponsorships, which had some exclusive benefits to those of you who would buy. So now that that's been dropped in the dust, I've decided to start a Patreon for those of you who want to support your friendly neighborhood Wrestle Gamer, which has the same exclusive benefits as the sponsorship. So if you guys want to support the channel, the link to the official Patreon will be in the description box below. So with that being said, let's talk about Fastlane. Opening match of Fastlane was Shinsuke and Nakamura taking on Rusev. This was set up on Smackdown this past week as Rusev wanting to get revenge for Nakamura injuring Aiden English's throat with a Kinshasa the previous week, so Shane McMahon made this match. Now with how over Rusev is with the Rusev Day gimmick and merch sales, you would think WWE would capitalize on that, but it's just hard to believe that they're not from the way it appears to me. During the match, we would see Shinsuke's signature taunt of "Come on," which usually goads people into attacking him, but Rusev wouldn't do it, and instead left the ring. We fast forward a few minutes later as Shinsuke was primed to hit the Kinshasa, but Rusev would counter with the Machka kick, which nearly brought the victory for him. However, it was not to be for the Bulgarian Lion, as he would attempt to lock on the accolade, but Nakamura was ready with a counter and connected with a Kinshasa to the back of Rusev's neck, and hit another one to the jaw to pick up the win. Personal opinion, not a bad opening match, and I have to admit, I thought Rusev was going over after the Machka kick, but with Nakamura being the men's Royal Rumble winner going into WrestleMania, it made sense to put him over and build him up with WrestleMania coming up very, very soon. And every time I say that, I kind of get a little sad, because of the fact that WrestleMania is in my home state this year, and I am unable to attend. But I'm not going to let that get me down. Onward with the review, 3.25 out of 5. Up next, the United States Championship was on the line as the glorious Bobby Roode defended the title against the Viper, Orton. Now, early on in the match, Orton would hit a slingshot suplex. I know, it's very scary actually knowing the move terminology, but that seems to be a lost art in WWE commentary today, which presented Roode with a continuous issue throughout the entire match with his ribs. Both men would attempt their signatures multiple times. Orton with the RKO and Roode with the glorious DDT, but neither man would connect with them. Orton would hit his signature superplex, which again would play up to Roode's ribs issues from the slingshot suplex earlier in the match. Now, you would think Jinder Mahal, who's been smack-dabbed in the middle of this angle with Roode and Orton, would have been involved in this match, but the former WWE Champion would stay in the back and watch the match on a monitor. Also, when you see a wrestler who doesn't have a match, but he's in his ring gear in the back, 9 times out of 10, he's going to be doing something in the ring. Roode would attempt a high-risk move off the turnbuckles, and it would backfire on him as Orton connected with the RKO to pick up the win and become the new United States Champion, essentially capturing every single title in the WWE other than the Universal Championship. And as expected, would come Mahal to attack a weary Orton, but Roode would make the save, hit the glorious DDT on Mahal, and then out of frustration would hit one on Orton as well. Personal opinion, I was a little surprised to see Roode drop the United States Championship because I didn't think Orton actually needed the United States Championship, but apparently WWE Creative disagrees with that. 3 out of 5. Up next, it was Becky Lynch and Naomi taking on Carmella and Natalya. First off, I don't know how I feel about Becky's new ring gear. I know it's supposed to represent the straight fire part of her gimmick, but it kind of came off as cheesy, but not too cheesy, but then again, that's just me. Now, the majority of the match, it was Naomi taking the heat in the match, being worked over by both Carmella and Natalya. Carmella even busted out her moonwalk into the Bronco Buster spot, which is something we have not seen from her in quite some time. Things started to break down towards the finish. Becky connected with a guillotine leg drop. Again, I know, actual move terminology. Scary. Don't talk about actual move terminology. Just say she jumped on her. That's what commentaries on WWE says. Well, sorry, I have better standards for commentary. But anyway, Becky connected with a guillotine leg drop on Carmella, but Natalya would break up the pin. Becky would then throw Natalya to the outside, and as the referee was distracted with Naomi, Carmella would call for the Money in the Bank briefcase, only to get caught by the ref. The Irish Last Kicker would try to take advantage of the situation, but would fall prey to a super kick from the Princess of Staten Island as Carmella and Natalya pick up the win. Personal opinion, this almost felt like a sleeper match. Now, there were some good spots, but however, it just felt like there was zero interest in this match. And if a match fails to hold my interest, then I can't give it a good score. 2.5 out of 5. Up next, the SmackDown Tag Team titles were on the line as the Usos defended the titles against Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston of the New Day. You know, at this point, I'm convinced that I'll never understand the connection between the New Day and Pancakes. However, one thing that was unique about this match, both teams essentially using each other's move sets during the match. Like Uso going for the Trouble in Paradise and Kofi's Boom Drop, and Xavier was starting his own super kick party, which is something we're accustomed to seeing from the Usos and even the Uso Splash. After the Usos hit a double dive onto all of the members of the New Day, the Armageddon of the tag team division, the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan, burst onto the scene and destroyed everyone in their path. The person who got it the worst was Woods, who took a double powerbomb from the Bludgeon Brothers to the steel steps. Officially, the match was ruled a no contest for obvious reasons. Personal opinion, considering how the build in this angle with all three teams but only the Usos and the New Day were involved in the match, I just knew one way or the other that the Bludgeon Brothers would get involved in the match. Now, question is, where do they go from there? They have to do something with all three teams at WrestleMania. Some sort of gimmick match. Other than just a basic triple threat or triangle tag team match. 3.35 out of 5. Up next, the SmackDown Women's Championship was on the line as Charlotte Flair defended the title against the leader of the Riott Squad, Ruby Riott. Now, the first part of the match was a straight one-on-one match between the women until the match spilled to the outside. Charlotte would have the advantage on Riott, that is, until Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan made their presence known, which presented the distraction Riott needed to go on the attack. However, before the numbers game would go in the Riott Squad's favor, out would come Becky Lynch and Naomi to even up the odds and back up the Queen. Riott would connect with a Ryan kick, but it wasn't enough to put the champion down, and we would see some unique offense from Riott. One could only think that these were in her moveset from her Heidi Lovelace days in the Indies. The Riott Squad would goad Lynch and Naomi into coming into the ring, which forced the referee to eject them from ringside, which allowed the Riott Squad to gang up on Charlotte behind the referee's back. However, the referee would put 2 and 2 together and eject the Riott Squad, which spelled the end for Ruby Riott, as Charlotte would lock on the figure 8 to pick up the win and retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. However, before she could celebrate her victory, out would come the hottest woman in WWE, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. And we would finally get Asuka's decision on who she was going to face at WrestleMania, as it will be Asuka taking on Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Personal opinion, a great title match that got even better with Asuka's appearance, and Asuka taking on Charlotte is the right match for WrestleMania for them. 3.5 out of 5. Up next, it was time for the main event, the six-pack challenge for the WWE Championship, as AJ Styles defended the championship against John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin. Shane McMahon was ringside during the match and would end up playing a pivotal role in the match, and I'll elaborate on that in just a minute. Before that would happen, though, Cena would rip into everyone, hitting AAs on pretty much everyone except Styles, and they would go at it for several minutes one-on-one until the other members of the six-pack challenge would recover and everyone took out their aggression on the former 16-time champion. The one moment everyone was waiting to see, however, was Zayn laying down for Owens, and if Owens would trust him enough. And after last Tuesday night, Owens didn't, and the friends tore into each other until it spilled to the outside, where Zayn would get in the face of Shane yelling, "Is this what you want?" Owens would recover and attempt a super kick on Zayn, but Zayn would duck out of the way and Shane would eat the super kick from KO. Owens would hit the pop-up powerbomb on Ziggler and had the match and championship won until Shane dragged the referee out before the 3 count. While Owens was fuming and exchanging words with Shane, Zayn would connect with the haluva kick, and once again, Shane would get involved by dragging Zayn out of the ring. Styles at this point was presumed to be out of the match, due to Cena sending him through the announcer's table with an AA. Now Cena was primed to win after hitting an AA to Ziggler, did a roll through and was going to hit another one until Owens came into the ring, connected with a pop-up powerbomb to Cena, but before he could capitalize on it, Styles would hit the phenomenal forearm to Owens to pick up the win and retain the WWE Championship. Personal opinion, I had no idea which way they were going to go with this, considering there was a caveat of options that they could have gone with, but I think Styles was the right choice to go with, but apparently there's a mixed reaction on social media about that, considering that now at WrestleMania it's going to be Styles versus Nakamura for the WWE Championship. 3.35 out of 5. Time for overall score and thoughts. Fastlane was indeed an interesting pay-per-view, from the great match with Orton and Rude over the United States Championship, the Bludgeon Brothers demolishing both the New Day and the Usos, a great Smackdown Women's Championship match that was made so much better with the appearance of Asuka, and after the match, and how the six-pack challenge kept you guessing until the very end. Now, is Styles versus Nakamura a viable main event match for WrestleMania? Well, I'll only make a video discussing that if you guys want to see it, so tell me in the comments below. Overall score of Fastlane gets a 3.5 out of 5, with best match tonight going to the SmackDown Women's Championship match, and the worst segment going to whoever designed Becky Lynch's new ring gear. I know I'm nitpicking, but still. Anyway guys, that's been my thoughts on Fastlane. What I want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on WWE Fastlane. What are your overall score, and what are your thoughts on Fastlane this year? What matches did you like? What matches did you hate? What was your favorite segment? I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, be sure you slam that like button. Like a champ, and if you guys want to see more wrestling talk with awesome gameplays, you know the 2 ways you got to do it. You got to leg drop the subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on notifications, so that way you guys will never miss out on another video right here on my channel. And also don't forget to check me out on Patreon as well. So with that being said, I'm your friendly neighborhood wrestling gamer, reminding all of you guys out there to stay awesome. Bye guys!